Okay, hello, it's 9 o'clock, February 4th, 2021, and welcome to the weather update. We had a fairly nice day today. The skies, especially toward the late in the afternoon, were really nice and clear, but it's too much snow to walk around on Long Island, unfortunately. It's too much snow. So I just took some pictures here in Hicksville a little later on. You can see, got the sunset there. Looks pretty nice there with the sunset. The sky was really nice, especially at sunset. Really beautiful sky. But anyway, we're going to look at the satellite here. We'll start off with that first. And you'll see here, look at all, you can see the snow cover, first of all. You can see where the snow cover ended. So if you were in Delmarva or the southern tip of Jersey, even parts of Tom's River has snow. Tom's River is like right over here, I think. But as you go further south toward Atlantic City, no snow. But then a little more snow got in over here. South of Atlantic City, south and west of Atlantic City, and then none there. So it's kind of interesting to see that. Now, if you look closely at the satellite, you'll see that there was some clouds over Long Island, none over New Jersey, however. No, I didn't feel like traveling all the way to New Jersey today. I just didn't have the energy. Sometimes I'm not up to doing the things that I even want to do, you know. I just didn't. You know, every time I go there, I'm reminded of I don't want to think of the plan, and you know, let's just face it that way. You know, let's just say it that way, all right? So that place makes me think of the plan, and I don't want to think of the plan. So it would have been, I'm sure, it would have been beautiful in the Pine Barrens here, but it's too much snow to walk, and it's heavy, wet snow. Even with the boots, it's very hard. It's like cement. I just don't have the strength to walk in it. Here's the GOES satellite loop, and you'll see here. Clouds finally rolling in after a clear day. We're finally getting the cirrus rolling, and this is the next frontal system that we're going to have to deal with. Let's look at some of the conditions across the area. First of all, you'll notice this is the next storm here. This is the winter weather that it's producing, and it's mainly going to be in the western Great Lakes area. Here's the Weather and Prediction Center, and you'll see here the snow for that. But we're not going to have to worry about that. So let's go to let me just close all these up here. If I can, close all. Thank you. So let's go look at some of the observations here. And we'll look at what we got out there. It's in the mid-30s right now, but we got into the 40s today. Let's see if there's not much radiation. There is some radiational cooling. All right, it's 20 at Gabreski, but as soon as those clouds roll in, that's going to put a lid on that. Let's see about radiational cooling west of Tom's River, 28 over there. Let's look at the high temperatures today, because it was a bit warmer than I thought it was going to be today, despite the snow cover. Let's see what the maximum temperatures were. Mid-40s across Long Island. Mid-40s, except the East End was a little colder out there, 38 in the Hamptons and the South Fork and the North Fork. But for the most of Long Island, low to mid-40s. High at Islip was... all right, that was 40 at Islip, but Farmingdale was 43. So we got into the 40s. City got into the mid-40s. 42 at Central Park, 43 at JFK. So, quite warmer than we thought. And the same in New Jersey, low 40s there as well. I was surprised it wasn't warmer there. Some areas were, though. There was a 45 around there, where that 45 is, and now it just disappeared again. Let's say at 45 degrees. That's Coyle Field. Which is a small airfield that is in the Pine Barrens, south and west of Tom's River. But the air park itself got up to only 39, which was interesting. It's a little cold layer of air hung out over there. But for the most part, mid-40s, so that is a little bit above normal for the day. A bit warmer, but that is what's going to set the stage for rain tomorrow and not snow. So looking at the Weather Service site here, you will see here, they got the 2-day outlook, and they talk about the rain here. But the thing is, we've got to talk about changes in the long range here. Not the long range, I mean the next 3 to 5 day period. So let's go to the models here. And there have been some changes that we need to talk about. We're going to look at the upper air in this to start. And I'll just keep it on the North American view. All right, so you see you got this gentle ridging. Next trough comes in. You can see how the core of the trough kind of wants to stay to the west. And that is going to set the stage for, instead of this storm, you can see this sharpening trough over here. And this storm that was originally supposed to go out to sea now wants to come closer to us and possibly right up the coast, like the ICON was saying. But you'll see it holds off on the really cold air. We kind of go zonal next week, and we kind of have to wait until the next weekend, not this weekend, but the weekend after next, and then this really deep trough would come in and bring in some really cold air. Let's look at the European model here as well in the upper air and see if there are any changes here with this. Similar idea, pretty much. There's that sharpening of the trough, somewhat zonal flow next week, but it's still going to be a little below normal when we go look at the temperatures. So let's go look at the temperatures now, our temperature anomaly, and then we're going to get talking about not shaded, temperature anomaly, yes. So here we go into Thursday. This was today, and you can see it's a little bit above normal. Tomorrow will be a little more above normal, and then Saturday will still be a little bit maybe above normal, slightly above normal, close. So you can see the cold air coming in, but you see it's not taking a direct shot at us. Unfortunately, it's taking a great shot at the upper Great Lakes, and we're going to have to wait until it gets in here, unfortunately, which really sucks because you got the stupid ridge that's now trying to build off the East Coast that's trying to block it from coming here, and we have to wait. Originally, this was supposed to be us, but now it'll be the upper Midwest. I mean, it could be colder in parts of Texas than it will be here. All right. If I look at the actual air temperature, we put this air temperature anomaly. Yeah, it'll actually be colder in parts of like Missouri. Missouri will probably be below zero, or where in the 20s. So that's messed up right there. All right. That's messed up. All right. It shouldn't be like that. All right. No, not at all. That was supposed to be us. All right. So but it will get here. It will get here Sunday and the Monday. It will, and it'll go it'll go all the way down to Florida, which is pretty insane. So that's some pretty cold air. We will get it eventually, but it's just we're being made to wait again. And I hate to wait, but we're gonna have to wait. And before we get to that, we have other weather systems that we got to deal with. So let me go back to this. And this is tomorrow's system. So the low goes into the Great Lakes. We're going to have light rain showers in the afternoon tomorrow that should end by later in the afternoon. That front moves offshore, then gets hung up, stalls to the south, and then this system here comes a little closer to us now. This is the GFS now. And like I said, if we go to the 18Z yesterday, this is the 18Z February 4th. If we go to the 18Z February 3rd, you'll see it's much further offshore. So the models have brought it. The GFS has brought this system closer because there's more of a ridge in the Atlantic, and that's keeping it, and a sharper trough. So that's keeping it from going completely out to sea. And that would be the next system that we'd have to watch out for. After that, we get the high building in, and then we start seeing the cold air develop and getting here. But you can see we still got this somewhat ridge that's going to hang up the front a little bit, which will keep us in the clouds. And then this much bigger storm is the one that would bring in the Arctic air. And right now the GFS is tracking this, starting as snow and then changing to rain, and then maybe ending as snow, and then we would be in the really cold air. And that, like I said, that would be a setup for some really cold air right there. If we use the draw thing here, change the color. That would be the setup for some. We'll change it to purple because there's a really cold air. This is coming right out of the Arctic Circle, so it will get here. But again, we're going to have to wait for it to get here, which is always annoying. Especially it's annoying to see when other parts of the country are getting it, and you can't get it. So let's go take a. Oh, this is still on. Oh, I got to turn this off. Put this back to this. Okay. So let's go. First, we're focusing on the Arctic air, I know, but let's go more into the shorter range, and we'll look at the models when it comes to what's going to be happening tomorrow and Sunday. So let's go. We'll start with the NAM 12 kilometer. And this is the 0Z NAM. I only got out to 28 hours, but this should cover tomorrow's system, I think, just fine. So you'll see the snow off to the north. But for us here on Long Island and most of the city and the southern two-thirds of New Jersey, it would just be rain. And the rain will start probably in the late morning, like 11 o'clock, and it won't last that long. Probably hopefully finish by 2 or 3 o'clock, and then it's done. And the rain is out of here, and we don't have to worry about that. But it's the next system that is now. I have to go to the 18Z run of the NAM to show you what it does with the next system here. So front gets hung up to the south. Here comes the next system, and this would be the next storm system here that we'd have to watch out for. It's a fast-moving storm, so it won't be like the storm we just went through. But it could bring a quick burst of snow. So here's the low, and this is the track of it right now in the NAM. Keeps us in the cold air, keeps us in the snow, and has some really heavy snow moving over Long Island and New Jersey, but not lasting that long. But still, if it's a couple of inches an hour and it's going to last for 5 hours, it's going to add up. And so we're going to look at the NAM and show you what the NAM has for total accumulated precip. And it would give us, this is the total accumulated precip, actually. Whoops. It actually gives us a lot of liquid equivalent in that short amount of time. Ran an inch of liquid equivalent, but we're looking at total snowfall. And so you can see it's got us in the purple. So what looked like a storm that was going to miss us now, we have to be concerned about once again. There's such volatility in the models. It's like one day it just changes. And so now this could give us around 8 to 9. I don't think it would be a foot, but probably 8 to 9 inches moderate snowfall on top of what we already have here on Long Island. So we would definitely make things very difficult. And again, we already have the snow on the ground already. On top of this, it's going to be impossible to go hiking in our Pine Barrens, New Jersey. I could still do it, but it's not going to be easy with the 8 inches. I mean, I wanted to snow, but it's like, why do we always have to have a lot of snow? Why can't we have a nice, moderate, like 5 inches? All right, but. It's these systems are moisture laden because of the extra moisture in the atmosphere due to climate change. So when they do hit us, we get a lot more than we used to. But hey, it is winter and this is what happens. So it's not that unusual. It really isn't. But that is the NAM snowfall totals. Now we'll go to the GFS snowfall totals for the system here. And this is the GFS. The GFS, not as much here. GFS is definitely giving us a lot less. It's giving, it has like a stripe on Long Island, maybe 5 or 6 inches. And then areas around it outside, just a couple of inches. This would be a much more favorable type of snow. But you'll see when you look at the GFS, it has a weaker system. So it has a weaker system, and it's further offshore. So that would mean, but either way, it's going to move through very quick. So it'll start, according to this, it'll be mostly on Sunday, and then it'll be out of here. That's basically, all the models agree on that. All the models agree on that. I don't think the HRRR is going to go far enough out for us. I can look. I don't think it does, but we will look. Here's tomorrow's event again. Maybe a few wet flakes on the North Shore, but there won't be any accumulation from tomorrow's event. Just going to be some rain. And then here comes the next. It doesn't go far enough out, so we don't really have enough of that one to look at. We can also look at the ICON model as well, this is the model that's been consistently showing this, by the way, is the ICON. Consistently showing this storm here. So the ICON is pretty close to what would happen there. And that is that is the track there with the ICON that it has. And this looks closer to the NAM, so it doesn't really give us that much. It only gives us 3 inches. It's a fast-moving storm, so hopefully it won't be a big storm like what we just had, but it could come down briefly for a little while, It really could. So, again, we have plenty of time to think about it. So it's not until Sunday that we have to worry about this. But for now, in the time being, let's take a look at what the temperatures are going to be doing tomorrow, because they will be a little warmer tomorrow. Temperatures probably getting into the low to mid-40s again, but we were already in the low to mid-40s, so we were already off with today's temperature, so maybe even warmer than that. Who knows? But then this cold front comes through, brings in some more cold air. Then Saturday, we are around the 40-degree mark, which is still maybe slightly above normal for us. Then that system goes by, we get the snow, and of course it will be, because it's borderline temperatures, it won't be that powdery stuff that I love. It'll be the wet stuff again. And then some cold air comes in behind that, and it actually gets pretty cold by the morning, temperatures in the teens, and then for Monday we only get up into the mid-20s. But then it warms back up Tuesday again, so it's a short-lived, because all the cold air is going out west. We got this ridge that wants to come up, and we're back into around 40 for Thursday. And then we try to drop it down into the low 30s by Wednesday. Here's Thursday. And that system, there it is. You can sort of see the reflection of it just on the temperatures alone. Plenty of cold air for it to work with. And hopefully, if we do get hit, it'll really be a powdery snow, because I'm sick of this wet shit. I'm sorry for the language, but I really want the powdery stuff. That's the stuff we used to have. Sorry, I don't mean to say that word. I'm very sorry. Just, it's a pain. It makes a huge difference. If it's powdery, it's light, it's easy to walk in. If it's wet, it's miserable. But anyway, behind that, here comes the bitter Arctic air. First, Saturday, we start off in the mid 20s, and then boom, look at what comes in on Sunday. We go perhaps below zero. This plunge is actually more intense now, even though it's being held off. Below zero, and then later on Sunday, we are struggling to make it out of the single digits, folks. That's right. And then that's going to be one hell of a deep freeze. And Monday, only in the teens. Tuesday, only in the teens. And then finally, we start to see a little moderation after that. But that looks like a really cold shot, and there could be more cold shots after that. But unfortunately, we do have to wait for it. But because it's a more sharper trough, that's why we have to wait. But because it is sharper, it means that it's going to be even colder when it gets here. So that's the kind of air mass that we're going to be dealing with. Now, the next thing we'll look at are clouds. Sky conditions, of course. I said tomorrow, plenty of clouds, obviously, with that front. Saturday, hopefully we'll get some sun, but I have a feeling we're going to have some high clouds around because that front's going to get hung up. The cloud's going to be advancing from the next system. Obviously, Sunday, we're going to deal with the clouds for that. Hopefully, Monday, we can clear it out, have a sunny day. And then Tuesday, we're back in the clouds again. And then we're back in the clouds so much of the week with this front kind of just hanging out to the south of us and being kind of a crappy zonal flow. Thursday, maybe we can clear it out a little bit. Here comes the system again. This is the larger system now that would come, and that would hit us. And then behind that, with that really cold air, it might be sunny, it might not be, but it's going to be hard to be outside with that wind chill. Monday, it backs off a little bit. And then next week, we're just after that, we're sunny. Now, the question is, now we're jumping ahead. How much snow will the next system bring? So in order for me to look at that, I would have to use the 24-hour snowfall model. All right, looking at the next system. And this would be the next system, and this could be another foot snow, a foot type of snow system. But this is a ways off. This is a week from this Saturday. So it's a ways away, and so much can change. It's just, I can't even guess. Right now, we got to work with the system we have dealing with for this Sunday. So I want to look at windy.com. We're going to look at the European model as well with its snowfall, and we'll look at the next Sunday system here on the European model. And this is the European model. So you can see the European seems to want to take it pretty far offshore. You can see the wind field is pretty far offshore, but we've got to look at the weather that's going to be accompanied with it. And you can see it has for light snow moving in on us on Sunday. Or maybe a moderate snow. It's hard to see on this thing. But if we go and we look at the new snow amount, we got to do next 5 days. I think it would show up. I think next 5 days. It would be next 5 days, I think. Yeah. Numbers aren't that high, 1.7 inch. So it really doesn't give us a whole lot. 1 inch, 1.2 inches. It's not really a whole lot of snow that it gives us. If we go to the next 10 days, that would include the next... I think that would include the next system. No, 3.4 inches. I don't know if that includes the whole. Might be cutting it off a little bit, but next 10 days would be out to. That could include the Saturday system. I think. Well, I don't know how far this goes out. Let's see. We can go all. Yeah, it actually does include Saturday. It does include the next Saturday system. This would be the 13th. And this would be the system that could get us. But again, this is a ways away. I'm not even going to guess on that. Right now we got idea of the Sunday system, which would probably be an advisory level event. And again, hopefully the NAM is not correct in this, but the NAM did do a good job the last time. But if it's the NAM, it's going to be closer to 8 or 9 inches. If it's the GFS and Euro, it'll be closer to like maybe 2 or 3 inches, which is much more manageable. So I'll have to see what happens with that. But other than that, I think that's going to wrap up this weather update. So take care. Thank you for watching. And obviously, things are getting very interesting now. But I want the cold air. That's what I want. We want that cold, like the kind of day we had on Saturday. That was this past Saturday. That's the kind of day we want. That was an amazing day. And hopefully maybe we can get it behind the storm again, because this is what the European looks like for Monday at 3 p.m. So I'll have to see what happens here. This is the European temperatures, by the way. So you can do Monday, So if you look at that, it surges the warm air in there. That's Tuesday. And the cold air comes back in here. This is Wednesday. There's no temperature here. 25. And then Thursday gets it colder. 24. Friday. So it does get it colder. We have a northwest flow. But the problem is, I don't think it clears it out. Look, we can use this with the sky. I don't usually use this model for the skies. Let's say it does have it clear on Monday. Tuesday we're dealing with clouds. I think then after that we're dealing with clouds. On Wednesday it doesn't look too bad. Thursday, more clouds. Actually has a system. Yeah, it has a system off to the south. You can sort of see there. There's a lot going on here that we have to watch. So I think that'll bring this weather update to an end. It's a lot to think about, but we got to take it step by step. But right now, tomorrow, we're just going to be dealing with the rain showers, and it'll just be light. And then after that, Saturday, looks like it starts off sunny, but then the cirrus tries to roll. And maybe we can get at least a sunny day here on Long Island, maybe. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. I know it was a sunny day today. I didn't go out there and enjoy it. I should have been in New Jersey, but I just couldn't do it. Kind of disappointed I didn't get there. But anyway, that's going to be it for this weather update. Take care, and thank you for